From outside the Big Brother house, I'm Julie Chen Moonves.
You don't win any extra money by making this harder on yourself.
Last summer, they swept their way through the game as the most dominant alliance in the history of Big Brother. I'll talk live with the cookout next. So good night, house guests.
Hello and good evening. It is Thursday, September 22nd, 2022, and this is the Week 11 Eviction recap and analysis for Big Brother 24 here on Super Mader Brothers Podcasting, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. I'm Dave Mader, joined with my brother Jeff Mader and co-host Jaemeel Robinson to break this episode down. Episode number, what was it, guys? 33 of this season. As we see the final four go down to final three. Brittany gets evicted here, guys, and well, there was some other things that happened, but we're going to talk about
Brittany had a great speech.
I have Brittany's speech. Do you want to hear it?
It was good. I was impressed.
You don't win any extra money by making this harder on yourself, and I don't want to have to tell you that I told you so. So keep me in the house and bet on yourself.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you, Brittany.
Well, there was more. There was all these stats she was throwing out there about.
Oh yeah.
11 out of 13 versus 9 out of 6, or 6 out of 9, I think.
Yeah. There was still a lot of different things going through.
I knew she was going home when she started spitting the stats. I was like,
she's grasping at straws here.
Yeah.
Like so. For most of the episode, guys, it's mostly, or at least the beginning, a good portion of this, it's about what is going to happen here. What will Monty choose to do ultimately? And was it really ever in question? If Monty was going, it seems like in the episode, there's a moment where he really thinks about it, where he's like, yeah, I can probably beat Brittany. Why make it hard on myself? But on the other hand, was there ever a chance he was not going to do this?
The whole time, like, Brittany was having the conversation, making all the great points that she was making outside at a cafe or wherever they were sitting. That I thought, like, in my head, if I'm Monty, I'm just like, yeah, but if we get to final three, you're not going to take me. If we get to final three, you're not going to take me. Like, that's all I would have been saying in my head over and over and over and over. So I'm like, well, I'm going to take Turner then because he's going to take me. So I'm going to take Turner. Like, that's
ultimately what it comes down to.
That's how I would be thinking if I were him, for sure. It's not about whether or not he could beat them.
It's about who's going to take me if I don't win.
Yeah. And now Taylor might not.
Yeah. Jaemeel, do you agree with Jeff's assessment?
I agree with Jeff's assessment. The person you want in Monty's position, if you're Brittany, is someone who feels that they've done something but they haven't earned the credit that they feel they deserve. So you want them to feel like, hey, I'm gonna have to win, or I'm either gonna be there's a possibility that I have to get picked to win, or I have to win out to win, right? Whereas Monty is very confident that win or lose, he's gonna be taken.
By the way, just while we have the screen up, were you guys liking Julie's dress tonight?
Yes, I did.
Sure, as long as she's not going to do a music montage about what all the dresses she wears.
Oh, I have that video on demand. Anytime I would get struck down for copyright.
No, please don't.
I won't do it. But it's
not even 5 minutes.
I can play it off the air all I want, and it's great. So
yeah.
But this is not part of the montage.
The after show over on Rumble.
Right. Okay, guys, what did you make of tonight of the fight between Monty and Taylor?
Okay.
I'll wait.
I thought. All right. Here's my take on the whole thing. The edit was very pro Monty. That's how I felt.
I agree. It was definitely a pro Monty edit. Rightly or wrongly, I'm not sure.
Now there were a couple things with what Taylor was doing that I could see why Monty was off put or whatever. But you don't just go, yeah, I'm in it. Like you just all you do is have. She was being perfectly reasonable talking to you. She was admitting fault. She was not being a combative person at all in any way.
Right.
And I just don't understand. Like, he was just. I think that at the end of the day, Monty just wants to be bros with Turner and not have to worry about all that.
That's where his priorities lie, and he's not necessarily in with Taylor for a long-term relationship. She might be getting a little too serious for him. Who's to say?
Doesn't like the condescending behavior or whatever. But it's just like that's just kind of like, sometimes that's just like them making a joke, or which is what she explained, like. And I was like, okay, I thought Monty was like way overreacted. I was like, it's like I was like, Amanda's right. This guy don't care about Taylor.
Like here, just on the teaser tonight coming in, it was like enemies to lovers to final two. But maybe it's enemies to lovers back to enemies. Then
back to lovers.
Back to lovers again. I don't know.
Then back to enemies 10 years later.
I don't know how much time you have down, but to final two, and then frenemies maybe down the with benefits. I'm not sure. Jaemeel.
Okay. No, Jeff, everything that you said is perfectly reasonable, but this man is so soft. I like he makes a comment. She makes a comment, a joke, right? Even if it was like an attack comment, it was a joke. Well, it's like, I've watched this person grow for 12 months. It's like, well, not really 12 months, bro. You've been here for 3 months. It's true, right? Like, well, yeah.
He's like, I don't like that. It's condescending, and it's not nice.
It's not nice.
He's a sensitive boy, guys.
Yeah, sensitive boy.
And Turner backed me up on this. Turner told me I was right.
Yeah, Turner was telling you what you wanted to hear.
Like Turner, the guy that dresses like he's 14.
And the guy who needs your vote to stay this week.
Yeah.
Fire. And then he starts snoring, and she takes the headphones off. And he gets so salty about it because she's like, "Oh, you guys getting too comfortable in her room." Yeah, they were. And 2, you ain't listening to music. I know you get accidentally woken up, but geez, he has to get up and leave. What a baby! What a straight up baby!
You know what he kind of reminds me of? He's like a pampered athlete. He reminds me of like on Celebrity Big Brother, or when like you got like I don't know whoever Meta World Peace or whatever. Like there's that level of like I'm having my relaxed time now. I'm going to take my time to get to the challenge. I don't care. I have a routine in the morning,
Yeah. You got disqualified from a competition. Let's not, forget about that.
He kind of just reminds me of a pampered athlete. That's how I envision it.
And like the scene where Taylor's in the tub. You could also read her that she's a bit cold, maybe in some of this, or not indifferent to his.
No, I thought she was totally warm, actually, and reasonable. And I was
She's in the tub too. He couldn't wait till she got in the tub.
Yeah, I know that
conversation with her.
She even had the thing on, like she had to turn this thing off.
Yeah.
He's like he went into his deep place and found his courage, and he came up. He's like, I gotta have this conversation right now.
I know.
Are you telling me that Monty's in the wrong? You guys are siding against Monty?
He's acting like he's like 19, 20 years old, and
how is this a big deal? How is this a big deal?
For him, it's 1998. He's wearing a bucket hat with glasses and a really bad shirt.
He looks like he's more sad than her in this situation.
He's like Hootie in the Blowfish mode, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what this look is that he's rocking here, but it's not working.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm moving out of the room. I'm moving out of the room.
Like it was kind of an uncomfortable. It went on for too long, and the fact that she just kind of says whatever, and she's like trying to basically say, yeah, I'm sorry, I was insensitive and all these things, and he's like, I don't care, basically, Okay, so what else, guys? After that,
no, we're still talking about this, Dave. We're not done with this.
We're not done with it. What else is there to say?
So he leaves because he's not hanging out in the room anymore. And that lasted for about, I think, a day and a half, and then he moved back in. He put his stuff back.
Yeah, I get like when you're living with 3 other people for 3 months, you're gonna get like a little bit grumpy.
Why
with
do you
each other.
move any of your stuff?
I don't know.
Why are you moving
I don't
any
know.
of this?
There's only 4 of them.
8
The
rooms.
whole fight starts because they're all hanging out in the HOH room, which Taylor says is her room, which I guess it is. She is the HOH, right? So, and there's lots of room in the house for the 4 of them, but they're all up there. Let's go.
Because it's the most comfortable room, technically.
Yeah, but there's like, well, I guess there's lots. That's fair enough. I guess every HOH is a little bit different with how much they like to have people up there or not.
She
I
It's
don't really
definitely
know.
the most comfortable room. It's like actually like a room with a shower or bath or whatever, right? Like the rest of the rooms are just for like they're just rooms. They're just boxes with beds. You know.
Brittany shows up, and then Monty's like, "Well, you know, I'm just gonna close my eyes and just listen to music, Beyonce." You know, like
No, he went his music. He said it was his music.
It's like, was he serious about that, Dave, or was he joking?
He was serious.
I wanted to know what he meant by his music. Did he mean like, I just love me some Beyonce, or did he mean like, no, this music, like physically that I'm getting to listen to is mine? What was the connotation?
Or his time with the music, his turn. I don't really know how.
There's no
what
turns.
the setup was.
Hers, and through her graciousness it's given him the ability to listen to it.
God's queen.
Yes,
I just feel like this is such an overreaction in general, and then it's like, well, I'm not friends with you anymore. What we didn't see was for the days that Monty wasn't up there, he was trashing Taylor pre like week 1. Trashing of Taylor, and was talking about how Paloma was right, and man, I wish Paloma stayed.
Paloma,
all these things. Paloma.
Oh, Paloma. Remember Paloma?
Paloma didn't leave because of Taylor. Paloma left because of Paloma.
Paloma
Yes.
imploded on Paloma. It was not a Taylor
the way,
doing.
So when Taylor's like, well, we're back to cold-hearted narrative about Taylor. That's week 1 vibes. Week 1 vibes. Monty was manifesting, and Turner was like, "Yep, fire. Yep, mm-hmm."
Yeah, and Turner lit it a little bit.
Yep.
Turner definitely knew the buttons to push, but I think that like Amanda was right from the get-go. Like Monty was never really like into this relationship. He was just like, he said it in the show. He was like, I'm just bored. You know, it's been 70 some days.
It's been something days. I definitely have that somewhere with Monty.
Damn it, it's been 70 days. And I'm just a mortal man.
It's just a mortal man.
Yeah, want to get his dick wet. That's what.
Yeah. And I think Taylor was more serious about it. Maybe he didn't like that.
Taylor wanted to use Monty right to the end of the game. And then we'll see what happens.
She said, "I'm not going to get hung up on some man." That's what she says in the diary room too, right? So she's not.
No, true.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's talk.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Well, I don't know. Like it's everyone's deals with these things differently, and sometimes one person's more into something, into the relationship than another.
Dave, the correct answer is if it was Jane in the house, 750,000. Means nothing.
Yeah, but Jaemeel, you have Taylor in our draft. I have Monty in the draft, so you and I could win this draft pool this year. Or Jane, who has Taylor, who has Turner. Sorry, but
fire.
This the final 3. Like I think. Like, do you like this final 3?
I think it would have been a lot more interesting if Michael was there. But yeah, I like this final 3. Like,
is it more
interesting?
No
goats.
Yeah, there's no goats.
There's
no goats. So we should be happy about that, right?
Yeah.
I am happy about this. I'm not complaining about this final 3.
All right. If you're happy,
I do not know what's happening on Sunday. I do not know what's happening on Sunday outside of Taylor winning America's favorite player if she doesn't win the game.
If she, either she's going to win or she's going to win America's favorite player. So either way,
she's getting money.
She's going to have a good. She's had quite the season.
Yep.
And
what would you rather if you're Taylor? Like finish second or America's favorite player?
I I think if you're Taylor, you'd rather win the money outright. You know, I think she's still gonna be popular regardless.
No. Would you rather finish second and you get like 75 grand, or what do you get for America's favorite
75
player?
grand or 50 grand for America's favorite player. So it's
Don't you
25
get
grand
both
difference.
if you don't win?
You could be runner up and still win America's favorite, but if you win, they never give the winner the America's favorite.
Yeah, they can't. They can't.
They won't. So that's like the unwritten.
That's the ultimate. Then you finish second and win a America's favorite player. Then you got like 125K.
125.
Yeah, but that's not 750.
Well, it's still pretty good.
It's still pretty good.
But before you can get there, you need to win on the jury, guys. Let's talk about the jury segment tonight, where we had Terrence and Michael and Alyssa all be brought in here into the jury. Did you like these segments? Of course, I think things with Kyle have gotten a lot better. He seems to be drinking margaritas or the daiquiris or whatever they got going on here.
They changed the color of his shirt so it's more, earthy.
Yes, he's smiling again. So it's Kyle is he doesn't have the internet yet, but once he does, he will educate himself, and it will be a lot better.
That's right.
He's wearing sandals.
We have your DJ Showtime himself, Terrence, coming first, guys.
Lord, with that stupid hat.
First of all, they didn't show any of the rumored fights or whatever was going on.
Yeah, it seems like none of that. Either it didn't happen or it wasn't as bad as it would seem.
Never going to be confirmed. We won't get that confirmed until after this show.
Okay, but like doesn't seem none of that seemed. It seemed like him and Michael were getting along in this.
No,
edit.
he applauded him for how he left the house. There's that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
I'm not buying that.
They were excited. They get excited here for the double eviction. They find out that there's somebody coming right after Terrence here, and they're very excited. Can't blow their minds.
What an acting job by Joseph here.
Joseph gets his heart broken too in this jury segment, which we got to get to that. But
that was so lame. That was so lame.
He's like, "Oh, really?"
I'm like, bro, you didn't stake a claim. What did? Didn't you break things off just before Brochella?
Yeah, Michael comes out here, guys, and the house is or the jury rather cannot believe what they're seeing.
Terrence is like, yes.
Terrence is loving it. That's what made this. It made this very interesting. It was very poignant that it's Terrence then Michael, because once we were watching all these video clips later on, it's all about Michael's HOH getting Terrence out. Terrence calling Michael out at the veto meeting in that week, and then Michael coming out right behind here in this double eviction, right? And so there was just a lot of. It was interesting watching the watch party here with the jury, because they were kind of talking.
I thought they were boring. I thought I didn't like this jury segment.
Boring.
I thought it was very choreographed. Michael was like the leader of it. I didn't like it. I was not a fan of this jury segment. It was low on my rankings.
Yes.
I have a question. I have a question too. Is Michael not telling them that he's a lawyer still?
Probably. Who cares? Is the correct answer to that question.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because Alyssa joins the jury later on here, she says, and they talk about the sequence in the dark. They're like, oh well, you would have been right at home, Michael, as the escape room artist. And I was like, I wonder if Alyssa's
done escape rooms before, and that's
there's some truth to it.
Yeah,
it's so hard to ask people like, oh, so what are these escape rooms like? And they explain it. And you're like, okay, I believe it.
It seems what an escape room designer would say. So
it's foolproof. There's no way you could be like sniff it out.
Sam's pick for America's favorite player. We got Alyssa here. She joins the jury.
Alyssa for AFP for Sam.
That hug, guys, with Kyle was so awkward.
The Kyle hug.
The Kyle hug was hilarious. Was like, hey!
There was a hug with Michael and Terrence that was even funnier. like even more of a.
Oh, yeah.
After when he saw his eviction,
Yeah, his eviction,
his
and
eviction exit.
they did
yeah.
the old Fresh Prince where like they clapped hands, they squeezed, they pulled in tight, and then they kind of didn't know what to do after that.
It's one of those rare exceptions where I feel like I have to show the video portion version of it here.
You pulled him in.
No, that wasn't the one. Was that the one?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the awkward one where Michael is gonna sit down and then he pulls him back up to hug
Pulls him back
him.
up. He's like, no, like hug me and like.
He's
share
like,
your-
no,
no,
I'm here.
I'm here.
We're having a moment.
This is your hug right now. This is your space.
Look at that body language. He is like, I am keeping myself away. Look at the pelvic region.
Michael is trying to like, get away.
That's how you can tell when people really hug. It's all about the pelvises, you know.
Where did the pelvises go? If they're far apart, then there's no, you have to trust somebody to put your genitals near their genitals.
Even Terrence, he's pulled back. He's like,
no, yeah, he's like, come here, man. And he's like, no, I don't like that. Okay, so the jury segment you guys thought was boring. Okay, what about guys? Even better, we have here the HOH morning bathrobe sequence here, where Taylor's going to reveal something very special for the episode. And guys, what is it? You know what it is. It's the families.
oh. I actually did like Taylor's as a mother and grandmother.
Yeah.
They were cool.
This reminded me of this is what would happen if my family did a video where they're not looking into the camera.
Yeah.
Grandma not looking at the camera. They're wearing all the pearls they possibly have in the house.
But why is the picture not?
Because the picture is probably not appropriate. Once again, also my household.
Yeah. Now we can't leave that up. We better put that down.
We gotta put that down. That might be a signal or something like that. Or like whatever, we'll take it down. It's fine. The only thing that's missing is the couches need to have like plastic over it. Like the plastic zipper.
I thought those were like an Italian person thing.
Monty's dad pops in here.
Monty from the future.
Yeah, it looked like Monty he looked like it's his dad. It's very much very apparent. Yeah, he's like Monty from the future.
You know what Monty looks like in about 30 years, right there.
We had Turner's mom and girlfriend partner. I don't know.
Definitely his mom. That is his vibes all day long.
Yeah,
they have the same flow.
Yeah, same flow.
Fire.
It's fire. Exactly. And then on Brittany's husband. Does anyone think that Brittany's husband looks like Brittany?
A little bit. No, I thought the same thing because the eyes. He's doing the same like crazy eye thing.
No.
Yeah.
I was amazed at do they live in an actual house that they own? Or is it a hotel? Because my gosh, where is everything? You see a kettle possibly in the corner. It's not even clean. It's it
looks like he's in a showroom, like an open house.
It doesn't even look like people live there. Right?
Maybe he's a real estate agent, and he did this at an open house. Yeah,
he's like a contractor or something, and he's just like, okay, I gotta set this up. We just finished this house, so it's a good little backdrop.
I did not know I had crazy eyes.
Crazy eyes.
Okay.
Who puts up their eyebrows like they're fully up there, and Brittany does it too. It's like when these two talk to each other, are they just always like, hey, yeah, let's do that, let's go.
All it
is
in
and out, yeah, when they're wearing masks. Maybe that's why their eyes are like that, because they wore the mask for like a year and a half, and then that's just how they express themselves, and they just
talk with their eyes. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Where's she from again? Brittany? Brittany from
Georgia?
Texas.
No.
Texas, but originally from Georgia. Yeah.
It just seemed like it's the room that confuses me.
It is.
It's like, why would you pick that as a backdrop? Because you can imagine the two older ladies, they're there with the chairs at the angle, and then the picture in the middle, and then
All
they're
the
like,
pearls.
oh, okay, took the picture down. So they did that. You have the other background where they're kind of sitting on an edge, and there's like a little bit of plant life behind or a rug. That makes sense for Turner's family. This one is just like, hey, I'm just gonna, sit in this weird place in the house, unless everywhere else is dirty and that's just clean.
There's a sequence here where they go up to like that Dr. Will balcony.
Yeah.
Is all I like to call it.
Is that what it's called now? The Dr. Will?
That's what I call it.
I like to
The
call
most
it that.
recognizable
It's the Dr. Will balcony. It was added for Dr. Will when he was like living up in the loft above them for that one episode.
Why wouldn't you be up there more often?
I don't know.
Yeah,
they didn't really use it that much at Direfest either, right?
Got a great view of the backyard.
Yeah. Let's kind of just chill up there. Instead of being in the kitchen all day long.
This is the new house, right? Like this is the first year with the new house.
I haven't heard anything about cockroaches or anything like that. Or ants.
What's that?
I think it's the same house. We just renovated.
I think it's the same house. I feel like there's been some retrofits, but I feel like it's the same house.
It's the same layout and everything, but I think they rebuilt a new house.
I don't think so. Well, maybe. I don't know.
It's
identical. It's identical.
Yeah, it's
they
identical.
Didn't rebuild it with like better sound control from the outside.
No, it feels like the same lousy location on the lot as it's always been, right? Like,
anyway. I think it's better now, but I could be wrong.
What else we got here? So we finally get to the vote in the episode.
Finally got to that vote.
We get
the one vote where I hate that the veto guys or like the one vote. I never enjoy it when they're right in front of it. I was like, go in the DR, get Julius.
They like doing this whole live thing, right? Where like the guy stands up and gives the live eviction. This is the one. The final four is the one where you always have to have that. There's no point of having a secret vote.
Yeah, it's only one, but like that's why I don't like it because every other vote's not like that.
Yeah. There's a big hug.
Monty stumbles over his words like he's Big D.
Yeah.
I vote
kind
to
of like
evict,
spiritual successor.
Vote to your vote.
To invoke.
And so, yeah, like it was a fairly gracious exit here. Brittany gets a big pop on the exit. It seems she seemed good with it. Her picture goes gray, of course, and that was it for.
All you expect is blood to come down after you look at the pictures. My gosh, I
literally had my festy bestie friendship bracelet on.
Yeah,
that intensity needs to be down to a 7. This is like a 12.
Yeah,
the closeness is just gone. She's been spending.
No, that's not a good one.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brittany gone, guys. She gets her.
I think she did a good job with the hand that she was given.
Yeah, she went about as far as she could.
Yeah.
Her interview is very erratic. She's moving so much, and she's just like, and she's just like, I felt like she was incredibly wound up and nervous for the interview, more so than
if she's a big person in the game. This part of the game is like sure you didn't make it to finale, but getting the one-on-one interview with Julie is
Final Four.
Even not even Final Four. Like you're there, you're there in front of an audience, you're hearing the audience. Yeah, I think she would be psyched about this. She's been so comfortable. Well, I don't want to say comfortable, but like she's been around fewer and fewer people day after day after day. Yeah, I can imagine. Say what?
I just forgot. Did I have that up the whole time?
Yeah.
You put that up now. We just watched it.
No, we just watched.
I didn't know I had it up. Sorry.
Folks, don't remember. Don't forget. So Help Me Todd on Global.
That's right. So Help Me Todd. It's a great new show.
Did you actually like the show?
No.
I just see the commercial.
Marcia Gay Harden? I see the commercial.
Wait, what'd you say?
Marsha Gay Harden.
Oh, that's the mother.
Yeah.
I have no clue who she is. I know the son. I know Todd.
He's been in like movies forever and TV shows,
Okay, cool.
like 30 years.
What was the
Right
rest of
on,
the
Big
episode
Brother
after this? So there was like we get the final. After the Britney eviction, we get the final 3.
Ugh. They killed so much time.
They killed a lot of time here. I'm sorry. Now I remember. How could I forget? We got the
Because it was a big nothing burger, Dave. It was
no, Jaemeel. What are you talking about?
Oh
this
my
is
gosh,
the
I hate
The
it.
most dominant alliance in the history of Big Brother.
the most
I'm like, oh,
dominant
the
alliance.
The brigade is showing up. What? Wow, that's cool.
No, the
I don't
brigade.
wanna be a hater for
what
the-
you need to do.
I don't
The
wanna be a
rally
hater.
cry of the cookout is coming here, and we got
Last summer, they swept their way through the game as the most dominant alliance in the history of Big Brother. I'll talk live with the cookout next. Stay with us.
Yeah,
Come
like
on.
says who? Julie? Like that's your opinion, or
no. They are the most dominant alliance in the history of Big Brother.
The
Guys,
brigade
like
should just show up. They're like
just walk, just like bust down the door.
wrestling group is from the audience. It's like, what are
You
you
just hear
talking about,
the-
Julie? We're
the
the
theme
most
music.
dominant team.
And they just their WWF style. Start
Yeah, they have a
bashing
belt and
each
they're
other
like,
the
we're
Royal
the
Rumble.
champions, the brigade. And then what's it called again? Not Zane, from Big Brother Canada, and the Pretty Boys come out of the corner and they're like, no, we're the champions. And Julie's like, are we gonna have a 3-way dance? It's like the Channel 6 news team battle.
Did you enjoy seeing them back here together again?
Are
No.
you asking me or Jeff?
Both of you, but let's go to Jeff first. He was first to answer.
Okay.
no? I don't care.
Jeff, can you repeat that?
I-
Jeff, I'm not sure about your opinion. Can you please state it one more time?
I don't care about the dang cookout. I mean, you had your time last season. I had to watch this alliance dominate this game. It was so boring. I don't need. This isn't the Hall of Fame. What are we doing?
Yeah, we've seen this in the past where like they'll bring like Derek back because like he was such a popular
Hate it.
winner. Yeah, but I don't really understand what the point of it is. It's just to, like I guess celebrate like what they're happy about in their legacy.
Here's
Unless
the real
they're
reason.
unless they're on the show. Stop it with the interviews. I don't.
Could you not really? This is like they could have brought Xavier on to talk and do like a little bit, give his opinion of the season, but instead they bring the entire cookout instead. Is this almost taken away from Xavier's win?
Am I watching a late night talk show right now? Like, what is? And like, it's like, oh, it's the big comedy festivals coming in. You have to get all 6 people there. Like, and those are always the worst late night talk show interviews, by the way, because there's too many people.
I think that they only really wanted one person, and they kind of made a pact that if they ask for one, they get all, or they have to get all. I think that's the only way that makes sense. Because honestly, if you're like Julie and Big Brother Production, you only really want to talk to 3 people, and that is Tiffany, Big D, and Xavier. Everyone else, big nothing burger. I don't care, Chada. I don't care, Azza. I don't care, Kylan. All right, big nothing burger.
Was Chada wearing like lingerie or like what was going on?
No, it's just,
like,
it's just the top.
okay,
Just
this
a
is the top.
different type of fabric.
Yeah,
Big
they
D
didn't
and
seem
Xavier
like-
didn't want to be there, according to Mary Beth. That is her opinion.
Nope.
I feel like Xavier was kind of like, I heard on the challenge that Xavier cut Kyland, and Kyland was pissed. And like Xavier went out of his way to do it, like maybe like Kobe style,
He
so
had to prove it to him.
He has that Mamba mentality. That's why.
You don't stand back from a challenge.
Kobe doesn't back down from a challenge, and I just don't know how your nephew's going to make it without a role model. And,
My nephew is me.
I'm talking about your nephew.
yeah, are you talking about my nephew right now?
Well, I just thought Kobe, did things his way, and you want to be proud. You got to be like Kobe, and what you're doing right now is not very Kobe-like.
Kobe thing, raising him to be a man and face challengers and stuff.
Yeah, you talking about my nephew right now?
I'm asking about if, named after Kobe. Kobe doesn't step down from the challenge. He accepts it.
I highly suggest you stop talking about my nephew.
I think that's not really up to me. I think that if your nephew has nobody to look up to, that
keep talking about my nephew.
If your nephew has nobody to look up to,
if you're Big D, you're like, throw a punch.
Kylan.
Don't let him disrespect you like that.
I need you to leave right now, Kylan.
No, I just think that's.
Wouldn't you?
I just think that's unfortunate.
Kylan,
Yes,
Kylan, I need you to leave right now. Thank you.
Oh, wait, is this one
If you're Big D, you're like, throw a punch.
Thank you, Kylan.
Throw a punch. Don't let him disrespect Kobe like that.
I have to say, like, the cookout to me, I said it last year, it was an alliance of like convenience. Like Xavier was just like, this is perfect. He's like, he didn't even want to do that alliance. He had the pretty person alliance that he was like
Initially going to be part of, and then that fell apart.
Yeah, and it fell apart. And he's like, and then he rode this alliance, and yeah, like it was him against Kylan. And then
it was an option. I feel like it was one of maybe it wasn't his first choice, but there was like Xavier and Derek, I feel like, or was it Derek? Yeah, like Big D, where they had like a conversation early. It was like episode 2 or something like that. Cookout, right?
So do we agree that this is gonna be called the cookout? Is that what we doing?
Uh-huh.
All right, the cookout. I like that. I like that.
That's not what we said.
That's for the culture. The cookout.
That's the birth of the cookout right there. Well, it's maybe in terms of it was more of a solidification, more of a ratification.
I just feel like it's kind of disingenuous because like the brigade and also the pretty boys, like I think it's open for interpretation in terms of
and Chilltown.
Well, I guess from a winning perspective, but not like in a single season going all the way to the end. Really,
so All Stars. What do you mean?
It was only 2 people.
I know.
It's a 2-person alliance. It's
but
like
to say it's not one of the best alliances ever.
I said most dominant. I didn't say best alliance.
Mary's saying it's so different for you all, but a person of color meant everything. Well, so okay, fair enough.
We also I know I got POC winner the season before Big Brother Canada. So
right, which is Sean when it had just won the one.
Like I'm coming off of that at the same time, right? And then you had POC woman and Survivor 2 times in a row, and Canadian. So
2 Canadian women, back to back.
Sorry? Yeah,
2 Canadian women.
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, I could say. I was kind of, I don't want to say POC'd out because I always want to see the culture win. It's nice to see the culture win, right?
She saw those.
Sorry, I'm not trying to patronize. I'm not. Right? But I appreciate understand. I appreciate the cookout. I just feel like it is. I feel like it's so disingenuous the way they're kind of presenting them as like the new.
Is it overhyped? Are they overhyped? I guess is maybe as an alliance. They were a dysfunctional family.
I think their season speaks for itself, and it doesn't need to be brought up like everything else previously. In terms of dominance of alliances, didn't matter or count.
Is it too soon or is it to do it a year later exactly the right time?
For me, as in terms of like being a promoter, I think it is way too soon. You got to let the anticipation kind of rise for it.
By season 23 was time. And after that Cody win, I especially was say yes.
Big Brother's always been cast really bad in the States as far as like they always had like stereotype. They always like had the farmer Jim, some guy from the South, white guy from the South was always
like
on the show. Yeah, they had stereotypes. They had they had a young blonde girl, a young brunette girl. They had they usually had 1 or 2 minorities. Every single season, it was like the same formula. And they had a couple of meatheads. I think
it was Big Brother 14.
Yeah.
Big Brother 14 someone was showed the cast photo. It's like, look at the diversity, blondes, brunettes, so many,
So many. Yeah.
And then people are like, who are there were two women there that people were like, legitimately, who are these two people? Because we like had no clue who they were. It was
Oh yeah.
you know,
No, for sure. There was definitely like the casting was terrible, and now they've done the right thing and casted more diverse casts.
And I think so, these and there's some history being made, I suppose, and that's worth celebrating, or
when a white guy wins, I'm never like, yeah. That's that's for the culture, like never.
Please,
culture.
Please.
I was like, if Turner wins.
Turner wins, I want you to go, yeah, for the culture.
Yeah, for the culture. Yeah.
Right.
What are we doing?
And there was a history of minorities, especially black people, always getting voted out
once
early.
again, Big Brother 14.
Or not making
outside of Gen City, the one black woman, and she gets gone. Jody, justice for Jody. Justice for Jody.
Yeah.
Survivor had more success with like minorities, like
more diversity amongst the winners. I feel like in Survivor, in a lot of ways.
There's only a few, but like Earl was one of them.
And even in the casting, I feel like there's more diversity.
But when you look at the seasons, those seasons, a lot of POCs in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
More now than there used to be. But it's like I guess they were always a little ahead of the game Survivor wise. Whereas like I remember watching the first season of by like 15, there was only a few minorities, and I remember thinking like this seems a little off.
The minority season was the best one. They should have done it more. But I didn't really love you're the Hispanic tribe and you're the Asian tribe, but like it was
the white tribe.
The white tribe.
Poverty were on that tribe.
Let's pit them together. Yeah. Even the contestants were like, "This is messed up."
This is so awkward.
Yeah, we need a tribe swap with like ASAP here, and just like it's fine to start off with like a breakout, like a
Mary. Just imagine that we eventually, how great it would be when we get to a point where it's like, oh, it's just commonplace. Whoever, like, this person wins. There's no first. Just imagine a period where there's no first. Right? Doesn't that sounds awesome? Hopefully, we eventually get there. But yes,
and sometimes the first can be disappointing. Like there, like the new Doctor Who, I would say, Jodie Whittaker, her run hasn't been as good, but it's not because it's her fault. It's more the writing.
Unfortunately,
it's her fault.
And it's also, but it's partly her fault.
She stormed the writer's room and she's like, "Hey."
But like her performance is also a little bit underwhelming, and sometimes it's just because it's not as good. So just because it's the first one, it doesn't necessarily it's going to be the best, but it's also always the most historic, always the most notable. Like just being the first at anything is always going to make you notable. And Big D has got his place.
Who won the first season of Big Brother?
I don't know who won.
I don't consider Big Brother 1 the first season. I consider Big Brother 2 the first season.
Big Brother 2 is the first season of the show.
It's Chicken George, right?
I have no idea who the hell won season 1.
I think it was Chicken George. I'm thinking,
guys. Okay, if it's not Taylor, who's America's favorite player, who would you say is Pooch gonna get the votes?
If Pooch got the votes, that'd be the biggest middle finger. You know who I'd love to win America's favorite player? Kyle. It'd be great.
That would be the worst.
I would love it. I would love it so much it would make me so happy. Because everyone would lose their shit on the stage, and everyone would be so upset.
They would never do it. They would never put it in the end.
If he actually won it legitimately,
I feel like the producers would go, "No, we're not doing it." I feel like that if I was a producer, I would veto that. I would say, "No way, we're not giving him the award." It's like they can override it, right? If they can override if the winner doesn't get it, they can override if Kyle wins it.
Oh, that'd be great.
I was just checking to see if Vote for the Worst was still up, and it's gone. It went offline in 2013.
America's least favorite player?
Do you know who could win America's favorite player? Is Michael.
Oh, definitely. Michael's in second place, I believe.
Okay. What about Amira? No.
No.
Why do they put the
Can you pick anyone? Is Paloma on this?
I don't see Paloma. Paloma's not eligible.
Yeah, they don't consider Paloma legitimate.
Wait, Paloma's not credible? Yeah, there's 15 people instead of 16.
She quit, so they don't. Yeah,
you're not. Is she gonna be there on finale? Or is that?
They'll probably do an update with her. They'll probably do a video uptate. She's not going to be.
Let's do a wellness check with Paloma.
Yeah,
they should have done that.
Taylor, you scumbag!
My dad put me on a bunch of meds.
I would have preferred that than a cookout interview. You know
what? Paloma check.
Paloma wellness check 3 months later.
You know what they should have done, guys? You know, they should have done a competition called the Cookout, and it's like, you know, all sorts of like corn on the cob and all sorts of different things that they had to, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, you figure it out, you know. I don't know. Yeah, Terrence. But that's what they should have, and then they should have brought them back for that to like host it as all 6 of them. You know, that would have been
just had them host or something.
Yeah, but I don't need an interview.
The long interview, an interview with 6 people, I think, is always a little bit tough. Like, I think they did the best with it, but it's basically like Julie has to go, you know, and then she like quickly, you know, and then
they're not quick.
They're not quick because they all like. I dressed up, I put makeup on, I got on stage, I'm here to talk, and like it's like, okay, well, just quickly tell me who you think's the best. And it's like. And then Kylan's like, well, I would never give you an answer. But then I think Julie gives him a look and he goes, but Turner. And he starts talking about Turner.
Yeah.
Guys, what is the Friday? We are not going to be on tomorrow night for a Friday. It's a recap show. We are skipping it.
No, yeah, we're not
nothing burger. I'm not watching it.
We're not doing it.
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, I watched the show. I don't need the players, to retell me the story that I've watched.
Every episode of Big Brother, they're like, previously on Big Brother. And then they go on for like 6 or 7 minutes about what's been going on. I'm like, I already know. I watched.
And then in the DR, they recap what they just said.
Yeah, so much wasted time.
You know, I was part of an alliance. It's called The Leftovers. And it goes, boom, 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 boom.
Do you know who doesn't waste so much time with recaps and all this nonsense of, well, guess what's coming up? Big Brother Australia. It's a great little show. You know, you should really check it out. It's got, you know, it was a great cast this year. Tim from Big Brother Canada, he came over from Australia.
Oh, yeah, he did Big Brother Australia.
Yeah, right. He was on this most recent season, and he was a great player to watch. It's like watching old Big Brother US, like from like the first 10 seasons. Like it's more similar to that. And
did you watch Big Brother Over the Top?
No,
I think you would have liked that too.
I probably would.
No cuts on the live feeds.
Yeah,
you can see all the competitions, a lot of fights, and a lot of swearing.
Yeah, that's what I want out of my Big Brother. I don't need all this like teach me a lesson stuff.
Yeah,
this is the dregs of society. Survivor is doing it right. They are propping up the best of us. Some of these people have gone through amazing things, and you know that's fine. I agree with that on Survivor. Big Brother, give me the worst of the worst.
Yeah, I don't need people. I think they should not go for good or nice or you know, these type whatever. Get like just people who are going to be trashy. Get like Jerry Springer type guests and throw them in there and see like.
Isn't it amazing? Like how different it is within like what like 1999, 98. Jerry Springer is at the height of his powers. Not that long ago.
Well, that's when Big Brother starts too, right?
Yeah.
You say not too long ago, and then people turn around and is like 20 years ago is so old.
Yeah, there are Survivor contestants, Jeff, who weren't even born.
Yeah.
They're like
my guy. I drafted Sammy,
but also Dwight and others like on the newest Survivor season. Speaking of which, we're covering Survivor now on Super Mader Brothers podcasting every Wednesday. Check that out.
I'm 20 minutes into the episode.
Yeah, we're
going. You know what Jaemeel and I did one night, Dave? We got all your plugs out of the way right off the bat, so we didn't have to do it at the end.
Okay, I can get through the plugs. We'll be back Sunday, guys.
But that also feels like the end of this episode too.
Yeah, we're gonna be back on Sunday to talk about the finale, and this 12-week journey we've been on to cover every episode of Big Brother.
Football, don't screw this up.
what is this, 24, season 24 of Big Brother, here on Super Mario Bros. Podcasting. Hopefully football does not push anything. I think it's gonna be like a 10, because there's a 2-hour finale. We're gonna see how it plays out, if it's how traditional or not. We'll see if we get a Dr. Will segment or something, like some kind of a jury, counseling session, or not.
Let's get Zach Rance. Zach Rance to do the
interview.
interview.
We will never see that likes Zach Rance on Big Brother. Maybe on the challenge, I could see that, but it's probably not going to happen. What else, guys? We have Trivial Debates, our other channel where we do on movies, and I'm losing my words.
It's a trivia. It's a trivia competition where we talk about television, movies, music, history, and wild card. Our last episode had our host Davan Skelhorn, your cousin and mine, and we had Chris Seymour, Eamon Mader, and Mott competing in an all music competition. It was a great episode. There are lots of debates that many of the crew here had opinions about. Think it's worth watching, and shoot us a message on the video about what you feel was right and what wasn't. Also, we have the almost every day we do Star Trek content, Monday to Saturday. On Mondays we do Enterprise. It's a long road, and we're almost at the end of that road. We're just finishing up season 2.
Yeah, there's 4 seasons, so we're only halfway down the road, maybe.
Well, we're closer to the end than we are to the beginning.
We're closer to the beginning than we are to the end, but only barely.
We have to turn around and then go back to the beginning. That takes time too. You got to put that in the context.
We do have to do that. It's important to put that in the context. Yes,
correct. And then on Tuesday, there's Deep Space Nine at 9,
but not this Tuesday.
Not this Tuesday.
Or the next Tuesday.
Or the Tuesday after.
Yeah, for Tuesdays.
We're taking a two Tuesday hiatus, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll be back stronger than ever with the next episode.
Season 6, episode 3, Sons and Daughters.
Yes, as we continue to recap every episode from beginning to end. We're in season 5. Season 6. Season 6, episode 3. As Dave just mentioned, I'm not going to name the title of the thing. You can rewind it. And I'm here it again.
Sons and Daughters.
Okay. And
that's for free. That was for free.
On Thursdays, we recap whatever new Star Trek show is. Right now, Lower Decks is airing, and a recap show just happened just previously before this one.
Probably the reason I don't have the words. I've used them all up. 2 podcasts tonight and 2 podcasts last night. Each podcast takes so much energy out of me, Yes.
So tonight's episode was Reflections. So check that out. Great episode from what I'm seeing. I haven't finished watching it
really
yet.
Good. Really strong. Good. Written by Mike McMahon.
Yep. And every occasional Saturday, we have Star Trek Radio Theater, where we take Star Trek scripts and we do a radio play. Just recently, we did one where it was Something of Eden. What's the episode title?
The Way to Eden. It was the Space Hippies episode. Check out the Space Hippies read.
Don't be a Herbert. Watch the episode. It is the Space Hippie musical episode where Davan did a great job performing with his musical stylings throughout the episode. So please check that out.
I got the edited version. I haven't even started on it yet, but I will.
Still, even the unedited version is still gold. So that is all a part of the Live Long and Podcast brand, as well as other aspects of it, like locutors of Trek, right? So check that out.
Got the locutors, and they got a Class L probe coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, Class L probe coming up. Yeah,
so they're going to be discussing the Dominion War.
Oh,
Jeff, you should get in on that.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
There's a storm headed to Nova Scotia. It might wipe them out.
Yeah, you hear about that? That's crazy.
I just heard about it tonight. Davan was like, "Well, if we don't have power, then we won't be a podcast on Sunday." But
is he boarding up the windows? Does he have like a set of planks and some nails and just having at it?
I don't know. Yeah, he's a survivalist, a horticulturalist. He'll be okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
friends of the podcast, another show of this network, we have X-Rated, the X-Men the Animated Series podcast, which happens every Tuesday. This week was Cold Comfort, the Iceman episode, so you should check that out. Additionally, friends of the podcast, you have Let's Talk About Fighting Games, done by
Durga.
Jerka.
Eamon Mader's alternate personality, Sam Jerka, right, with Super Smash Bros. Seth.
I think he might be a Croatian man.
Paranoia.
Sam Durga.
There's the Hellbound podcast with Discovery's own and Star Trek Radio Theater's own Michael Chan and Alex Blackburn. And
Yes.
what else did I miss? Did I miss anything?
X-rated.
No, I said X-rated.
Okay, then that's it. That's all.
That's it.
That's all the plugs. Thanks for being with us.
Sunday. See us for Sunday for the
Sunday,
finale.
we're back for the
grand
finale. We're gonna wrap up this year of Big Brother. Thanks for being with us tonight, guys.
Mary, Sam, thank you very much for this season. We'll do more thanks on the last podcast, but thank you all for being with us and sticking with us week after week. All you listeners out there, drop us a line.
Yeah, that's what we should be plugging, Dave. Jeez, we're plugging all our stuff. We should be plugging these fans.
Yes. Thank you very much. We wouldn't do it without you. Well, we might, but it makes it easier to do this with you. And having you, in our corner. It's appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaemeel. That
in
was
the
very well
same
said.
time, you can use that same energy, drop a rating, more comments,
Likes.
be appreciated. Likes.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell.
Lock it in to subscribe.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. I feel
Sorry, just like Kyland, I talk too much. Mary's comment.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
This has just been a lifelong dream of mine, Julie. Like, this is just so amazing, and I'm just so thankful